Hey, how you going? I ran a seminar on the weekend, and the biggest focus is around how to integrate your unconscious and conscious minds, because that's what's going to give you the power and that's what's going to get the results for you. Having your unconscious mind supporting you in going where you're wanting to go and doing what you're wanting to do. So I want to chat about a little bit about how your unconscious mind works. So if you think back to high school and think about the things you learned in high school, I mean the things you were taught, not the things you learned socially. Anyway, so think about, if I said to you, what is this angle? Right? It's a right angle, it's 90 degrees. So when you answered that question, where did that answer come from? It came from your unconscious mind. You weren't sitting there going, right angle, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, because that's your conscious mind doing that, yeah? So everything that you learn and everything is stored. Once learned, it is stored in your unconscious mind. It doesn't mean that it's not learned consciously first, but everything once learned is stored in your unconscious mind for you to utilize later, so that you don't have to be consciously thinking 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees all the time. You know, think about your phone number. I don't know, I used to remember everyone's phone numbers before we had mobile phones, and they were stored in our phone. But I can, recite my phone number, obviously, and my husband's and my mum's. I can't remember my kids' phone numbers because they had their phones after they were stored in the memory of the phone. So I haven't had to ever remember their number. So, but the numbers, they're there. I know my number, and it's in my unconscious mind. So everything you've ever learned is in there. It's just about accessing it. And so the process of how that works, let me show you, and this is going to incorporate our exercise today. So one of the people I'm working with at the moment, a lady has problem with her balance. So this is a really good exercise to help with the neurological component to balance. But the demonstration is really today for the purposes of explaining how how learning works unconsciously. So if you want to play with me, come on. Okay, so have a look at this. So you can't see my feet, but to start with, what I want you to do is lift your left foot and your right hand, and then right foot and left hand. So what we're doing is crossing the midline, which helps with the connections left and right. Left foot, right hand, right foot, left hand, and do that until you don't have to think about it. So you notice when you started doing that, it was a little bit clunky, and you had to consciously think, it's like the rubbing your belly and patting your head thing, that at the start you have to, you're sort of getting all, where's what hand doing. So then what I want you to do is hands on your knees, and then you're going to put your right hand on your nose and your left hand on your right ear. Hands on your knees, left hand on your nose, right hand on your left ear. So notice as you're doing this how clunky it is, like you're sort of going, where's that hand got to go? And then start speeding it up. And then add the foot, left foot, left foot, right foot. Now, I did this in a demonstration the other day, and see how I have, for some reason, I don't know why I've done it so often, that it's in muscle memory, but it is. And so, it's showing you that when you first learn something, it's not that I'm super clever, but I can do that, by the way. Nothing to do with that. It is just that I have done it over and over and over again, and my unconscious mind has learned it that well that I was actually dared to do it riding the horse. So I'm cantering around doing that on my horse. So again, as I said, it's not that I'm super clever, it's just that I have the muscle memory around it. So there are 4 stages to learning. So the first stage is unconscious incompetence. So when I first showed you that exercise, you had no idea that that exercise existed. And so that is unconscious incompetence. You didn't know that you didn't know that. So then the next stage is conscious incompetence. You had a go at it and you knew that you didn't know how to do it, or you had a look at it and you got an idea that you didn't know how to do that. And then the next stage is, oh, I get confused now, conscious competence. I'll get it right in a minute. Conscious competence, where you can think about it and really concentrate hard, and it's kind of a bit clunky as you're doing this and going, oh, where's this hand got to go? But you can do it while you really concentrate really hard. And then after you've done that a lot, you can do it without thinking, which is the unconscious competence. So not only is that explaining the unconscious mind and how it works, it's a really good exercise. I was actually taught by a Paralympic dressage rider that exercise quite a while ago to help with your left-right brain connections and your balance and all of that coordination kind of stuff. It's fabulous. Anyway, have a fabulous day, and I will speak to you Friday.